My name is Space Cadet Rhapsody and welcome back to Enter the Gungeon. We're going to be playing Bullet and Gun in turbo mode. Beautiful. I think every other character has gotten their completion on this circle already. So if I can get it just with this and then the robot, we've got all of the characters rotated through a turbo mode, completing it. Beautiful. Neat little feather in my cap, especially after that previous, I think it was 9 curse turbo robot loss. To be fair, I really ought not have done that to myself, but nah, it was fun. It's nice to learn my limits. Alright, so the gun knight gives us 10. Not half bad, not half bad. Looks like we could still have a pretty good floor. Damn it! As soon as I walked forward, that final millisecond, I knew. Just knew I wasn't going to have enough time to get out of the way of that. Damn it! Alright. So, it'll slow down our clear for a while. Hopefully we do, damn it, manage to pick up some HP before we go to the boss, just because I'd really like not to have to fight the boss with a flare gun or in melee. Alright, I guess. I've never really liked having the Gilded Hydra, and I'm not aware of any synergy it has that makes it something I'd be more interested in having. Alright, still pretty damn blank of the first floor. I guess Gilded Hydra is fine for the early boss kills, but it's just not going to be what you would usually assume would be a black chest's worth of item. Can we? No, don't you dare. Alright. That was a really dodgy fight. It looks like we're now in the clear. Pretty pleased to actually get the Master Round against Trigger Twins in turbo mode, because I barely get it in normal mode. Ugh. Hopefully I get a bunch of the synergies with Charge Shot that actually make it real damn good. I've heard it can actually be fun to use. I know, I don't believe it either. Get him! Alright, so we've only got one more item room left to open. And it will be, I'm gonna say green quality. Since it's a pactive, I'm gonna guess it's Fortune's Favor. Green quality, it gives us Fortune's Favor, and I don't like that I have it, but I try and get along using it for a couple of floors' time. Damn it, drum clip. So close. Alright. Let's try and find the secret room, which is almost certainly directly to the north of here. Hang on, I can't tell if it actually is. It's not? Well, that's insane. The entire wall was completely blank. It had the portraits to either side. All hallmarks. Oh well. Let's try and check a couple other pretty obvious secret room adjacency locations. Just because it's really important I get a little extra value out of this floor, because we got barely any on the actual floor. Yes, we got Gilded Hydra. No, Gilded Hydra isn't that good. Alright. Well, since we're in a turbo run, I really don't think I can leave with this little value, so I will be going down to the oubliette now. Yeah, none of these really even work together to help me. Alright. We should be okay on the oubliette. So again, this character, I'm pretty comfortable with the first three-ish floors being cleared just with Blasphemy. That's in normal mode. So in Turbo, I'll probably be comfortable with, you know, floors 1 and 2 and the oubliette. Just because the oubliette is in the middle of difficulty between those two. So it seems like I might as well just get all of the value while I am capable of it on those floors. Alright. It's just a slight millimeter in the angle off. A slight second. I mean, I'm actually really impressed with the charge shot so far. I suspect it's been buffed since last I'd used it, because it definitely didn't used to be, you know, kind of passable. Or maybe it just feels better because it's in turbo mode and it's charging faster. That could also be it. Ooh. Jetpack. Hang on. Jetpack charge shot. That's a synergy, I'm pretty sure. I'm almost certain that's a synergy that makes the charge shot real good. Charge shot Gungeon. I also want to know what the other synergizing items are. Yeah, jetpack. Charge time is reduced by 25%. Reload time is reduced by 33%. And shot size is increased. I mean, it's the only synergy with this item. I really thought there was another charge shot synergy. Charge shot synergy, but there isn't. Charge shot synergy. So I guess I got what I asked for. Let's just go back and get the jetpack as soon as we have the money for it. It's 54 because it's blue. Could just get it with like a 5 dropping the end of a room. Ooh, my gosh, that was close. And we ended up with enough money. Beautiful. Let's see if we can make charge shot a defining weapon this entire run. Don't really know what room it's gonna actually prove its worth in, though. Gonna need incredibly large combat rooms, but there are a lot of those in the oubliette. It's just we haven't been finding them. I've also got to remember that I do have jetpack. I should just use it for the extra speed if I'm not going to be dodge rolling. Neat. So now we already know where our secret room is, as well as we can try and go for a blank shrine while activating the secret room. Always neat. Okay, charge shot's actually doing really well. Bouncy bullets would let it bounce a couple more times around the room. That would be a pretty good upgrade. Other than that, which of the passives would I actually add to this? Because we actually have a clip size with this now, so we can't take something like Omega or Alpha bullets as giant damage out of adds. Rocket propelled bullets for a faster shot would actually be pretty good. It would mean that the shot would be inside a target for less time, but I'd make that trade-off just in order to be able to hit targets at the right distance at the right time. Unfortunate to take an armor's worth of damage there, but it happens. Easy. So at the very least now I can go back to using Blasphemy for the room-to-room clears. My only real hope is that I end up with the ability to open the green chests this floor. I always hate having to leave green chests behind. Blue and anything down, I'm pleased as punch. That's just junk to me. It's just junk that I haven't broken yet. Alright, I'll take my only key. Start going to the blanks. Ooh, get another key from this as well. It's starting to look a hell of a lot more promising. It also gave me a brown chest, which might give me a key. That's the finished gun again. Game! What did I say about giving me the goddamn finished gun? Spring Heel Boots has a synergy or something here? I'll check out what that synergy is later. I find it absolutely remarkable I actually have the ability to open both of the green chests this floor, by the way. That shouldn't have happened. Alright. Spring Heel Boots, what are you doing at the moment? Spring Heel Boots with the flare gun. The flare gun will set green fire and leave enemies permanently burning. Flare gun's synergy that makes it a rocket launcher is medkit? Yeah. Wow, it's medkit. Okay, I guess so we'll be keeping an eye out for medkit. I'm probably gonna try not to use the finished gun that much. Oh, but it just feels like I'm gimmicking myself if I don't use the finished gun when I have it. Alright, yeah, katana bullets later. That sounds fun. Well, yeah, there goes the entrance to the Abbey of the True Gun because I refused to turn the jetpack off, so I couldn't dodge roll through that attack. I'm totally fine with that. At the very least, it means I don't have to go to the Abbey out of pride. One thing I do like about having the jetpack active is, since I have enough speed, I can oftentimes position myself around the enemies to line up the shots for the charge shot. So it is at the very least comfy to use. Battery bullets, that's a ridiculous amount of accuracy up. Not that we need it for this weapon at the very least. Cursula, if you'd been selling cursed bullets, I would have kept the finished gun just for the cursed bonus, but not here. Not now. I also probably don't want katana bullets, but I could see how it could actually be really interesting. Just in terms of helping our crowd clear also be ridiculously damaging to any large target in and amongst the crowd. There's all of those katana shots going off. The longer I hold this finished gun, the more I'm depriving myself of end of room drops. So I'm concerning myself with the fact I could just drop it. Could just get rid of it right now. Oh, jammed boss. Okay, well, if we're fighting a jammed boss, we'll definitely use the finished gun. Because we're only fighting this jammed boss because we're holding the finished gun to try and sell it later or use it in a gun launcher. So it feels fair that I get to use the gun that caused the problem to solve the problem that the gun caused. Savvy? Let's go back to the Polaris now. That's probably going to be my kind of almost permanent weapon. Yeah, I threw the charge shot, and it's not in this room, which means I accidentally threw it into a pit. Is there any way to, like, unbind throwing of guns? Because I've thrown so many guns recently and just lost them. No more gun for me! Nothing seems to be available in any of these. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any, like, bindings? Oh, wait, it'd be in controls. Okay. Controls on controller type default. No. Where are the bindings? Damn it! Fine, I'll do that later. I need to stop dropping guns, though. Alright, so the whole point of having this jetpack is already completely ruined. I guess maybe now I could pivot to the finished gun. But I'm thinking instead I'd probably be happy with myself if I pivoted to the Polaris. Always a fan of going on either side of a trap room, not even having to bother with it. Oh, you can really feel the lower fire rate of this weapon. This weapon's actually been nerfed since after. Much lower fire rate. I don't know if it persists across all levels, though. Just know that it's a lot worse right now. It's also going to be really, really hard to get this started while we have all of these cursed enemies. Alright. Come on, just stay away. Just... Fine. Woo! Dodge out of the room in time, and we are all good. Taken, what, 3 hits since we've lost the crest, so we were never going to be taking that crest to the altar. At least give me level 2. This is just torture. Having a Blobulon to kill is always really, really, really nice for the Polaris. That's 1 kill, 2 kill, 3 kill, 4 kill, 5 kill, 6 kill. Thank you, single Blobulon, for providing all of those. I wonder if it's riskier in this mode to be running with a weapon like Polaris that kind of demands that you don't take damage. Just due to the fact that everything's moving faster, and I mean also from most enemies being cursed. They're also moving faster from that as well. I probably can't afford to go all in on a weapon like the Polaris. Maybe I should just continue holding the finished gun so that I have a gun to bail me out if things get too rough. 2 keys? Ooh. That's generous as hell. As well as a 50 casing. Yeah, that was 100% of the time gonna happen there. These enemies both have kind of erratic shots and very high HP pools. Making them jammed is only going to exacerbate that. Now with at least one of them dead, I can pop the jetpack just to be fast enough to dodge away from the other one. So we probably would have had tier 3 by now. Extremely unfortunate. Bow and arrow, really underwhelming. Kind of wish that I'd actually just let that one blow up. And hip holster. Quick draw. That's whenever you reload, you fire another shot, right? So that is really, really good for... Not the sniper rifle. Gilded Hydro when I have full HP. Well, not Gilded Hydro because it only fires one of the single parts of its slug. It's really good for the flare gun. So if I find that med kit, we're off to the races. I'm going to take the Nord key and a normal key. Bounce out. Come on, Polaris. Pull it through, because if I haven't got the Polaris rolling by the time we get into the holo, especially against jammed enemies, I probably can't afford to continue trying. This is very much your make it or break it floor. Actually, a little uncomfortable to even be using it here, to be honest. Okay, level 2. That's a little bit more promising. To be frank, I did not think we were even that close. Also a pretty big fan of the extra speed of the jetpack in particularly large rooms like this. Not too bad not to be out. Damn it! Almost set myself alight there. Fine. While I'm trying to keep myself safe to go back to the Polaris, I'll use the finished gun. Because otherwise, I just pick up the finished gun and it's just a curse. It's just 5 curse that I'm taking so that I can sell it possibly at a later point in the run or give it to a gun muncher. Wee bit too wasteful for me. I really did not expect to survive that roll. More than glad to, though. Right, folk, I just want to pop off that central pillar for me. We do still have to find the rat room as well. And keep an eye on my resources so that I know that I have the ability to open it. We do actually finally have the Polaris on level 3. So now we can one-shot a bunch of enemies and deal a ridiculous amount of damage, and it's just, oh, so damn good. I cannot wait to lose this to just some dumb mistake. Woo! Taking that back, thank you. I honestly didn't really suspect that one. Very glad that I checked, though. Bloody 9mm. Probably more powerful than our Polaris bullets, but it'd be close. So we've got a Winchester challenge upcoming, as well as a shop, as well as this being our rat room. It's another situation of we could just leave now if we wanted to. Holy Grail, 49. Whenever you take a hit, you blank the entire room, as well as refill the ammunition of all of your weapons by 50%. It's also 2 curse to have, and it synergizes with a bunch of different items. I mean, it's a great pickup. The problem is, with Excalibur, the finished gun... Do I have any other source of curse? Excalibur and the finished gun. Between those two, I think we have 6.5 points of curse. So we go up to 8.5. At that point, we can start getting jammed bosses. That was also real bad. Very well handled, but real bad. I kind of can't afford to go into there until I have the Polaris on the full level. If I don't want to be just using the finished gun. I suspect it's probably not too long before we see a patch. Finished guns offering rate significantly reduced. Something similar to that. Or maybe it's super rare and I'm just incredibly lucky. Somehow I suspect that's not the case. Key for me. I mean, if I don't have to buy one, at the very least now I know I can probably afford to do the Winchester challenge. Although I do want to wait the entire... Wait, I have a jetpack! Never mind, I just go do the Winchester challenge right now. I always forget about the fact that you can use active flight in Winchester challenges rather than just passive flight like Wax Wings. Looks like I'm not going to get back to level 3 in time though. Ouch. Step right up, break the targets, win a prize. Let's just go for that one. Oh, right, hip holster. I was wondering why I'd fired off an extra shot. Oh! Bloody 9mm! You. I forgot, bloody 9mm completely destroys those. So we didn't even get all of it. Great. Alright, so I've got a key and 2 blanks. So we have exactly the right amount to go unlock our rat entrance. Just in case this boss fight is really harsh. Which I honestly suspect it will be. I also don't know how our rat fight will even go with this whole build. I was already not going to be using the Polaris against the boss, so... May as well do that, try and leave myself a blank for the boss, see if I can possibly perfect it. I mean, I wasn't really given too much of a choice there, so it's back to the finished gun. It's going to be real effective, I can say that at least. Treadnought. Take a wee while longer and go. Those are perfect as well as the quad laser. Ooh, at the very least we have a pedestal mimic. It's another free item for us. Quad laser and dueling pistol. Yeah. Both of them have the possibility of picking up a rare synergy to work with them. That'll be incredible. Yeah, I really can't afford to gun munch the finished gun at this point. As much as I desperately want to. Take the Holy Grail though. I'm also not really going to be able to afford to use Polaris at all this next floor. Probably just finished gun the entire time. More and more I'm getting pushed to, you just have to use the finish gun. You just have to use the finish gun. But you can see all of the efforts I'm making to make that not be the case. Ah. Right down. Whoa! Almost. Those grenades blend into the ground here. I am so pleased that we only took no damage. Right down, down. I was so certain that I would have taken damage in that room that I'd already reacted as though I'd taken damage. That we only took no damage. No damage! Wow! Really? And down one more time. Two lefts after this, and we are all good. It does feel real nice using this gun in the rat fight, though, just because of the amount of bullets you can send back. The amount of trouble that boss has given me just becomes cathartic, kind of. To use this gun in particular. Alright. Everything else should basically be full, right? Yep. Time for the boss, then. Definitely can't afford to use the jetpack here. Pretty much need to dodge roll once or twice every couple seconds. No! Go away! So I had to blank, but we did get a perfect first section there. Hard to brag, though. We are using the finished gun. We might get something after this rat fight that synergizes with one of the items that we already have in order to get something going on with one of those instead. It'd be interesting to actually use the quad laser with the synergy that gives us an actual kind of reasonable shot speed. Just completely shot the projectile over the other side of the map. So yeah, it's a little weird. I should be just dodging this naturally as well as firing this gun. But whenever I use that gun in that section, I always feel like I should be modifying the way that I dodge that attack because, oh, this is inefficient. I have the ability to reflect shots. Trying to reinvent the wheel while on the fly is a little bit difficult, though. Alright, so this looks like it will be an actually perfect rat fight. Good. Haha, you almost got me with that one. Very, very quick timing on the blank response, though. Beautiful. Whew. Punch out time. Let's perfect this as well. Damn it! So close. Let's see if we can get extra items out of him, actually. By letting him intentionally heal. Heal up. We got 2 extra drops. Oh, right, that's a duck. I forgot about that. So I've heard, apparently, in the second section, he can only eat 2 cheese. So I let him eat his 2 cheese. We actually eked out a couple more items. It was way more effective than I thought it was going to be, actually. Damn it, I shouldn't have interrupted. I'm still worried about whether or not I'm going to win the fight, actually, though. Yeah. I took too many risks with it. That's fair. We'll still get a fair few items, at least. Unfortunately, vast majority of them consumable. Wow, we actually only got 3 real items from it. That's rough. That's real rough. Well, alright, let's see if we've got a mimic up here. We do. The Stinger is a really good item to get because of the hip holster, so we're firing 2 rockets per. Got a great boss weapon for us there. So I got the third-party controller there because I already had the cheese. Fine, so we've got all of that. And yeah, that's basically the best that I could have hoped for there. Despite the fact it didn't end amazingly. Still gave us a fair bit of power and a hell of a lot of consumables. Okay, let's go with, I think, Stinger here. So I'm gonna play Pac-Man for a while. Go around doing all the munch. Got them all. Beautiful. And then in between segments of Pac-Man, I'm gonna play with the Stinger rifle. So now things like the Alpha and Omega shot are really, really good. Anything that synergizes with single shot weapons or single shot weapons are all really good for us right now. Also, extra coolness. We've seen recently exactly how potent that could be. I'd like to do it with becoming Pac-Man rather than becoming Death Destroyer of Worlds again, but, you know, whichever way it works out. I'm happy to roll with the punches. Alright. Finds me the bosses. Maybe it's just speedrun time. We do have fine weaponry. It's just our room clear on the final floor is kind of garbage, but with the Elementaler, your worst weapon is always just the Elementaler, which is fine, really. Just let them all die so that I can leave the room. You already know that I won this room. You don't need to put me through the trial and tribulation of sitting here. At the very least, this is a pretty quick clear against pretty much any boss. We might want to consider dropping 9mm bullets. Just due to the fact, I mean, not entirely out of spite from that Winchester challenge, but a little bit out of spite from that Winchester challenge, let's be real. But a large amount of it is going to be due to the fact that the 9mm bullets are going to make the Stinger far less effective in boss fights. Don't know why I keep getting knocked away from these enemies when I go to eat them. Severely slowing down my ability to just Pac-Man all of these. Woo! Good timing on that swap to the partially eaten cheese, because I was very, very close to messing up that dodge roll. Come on. I cannot believe that I've got all of the master rounds despite this so far. Turbo mode, high curse, bunch of cursed bosses so far. Still all working out for us. What is the Krulliglaive synergy that I have? Blade. What? Krulliglaive synergy with the Ring of Shafts Vampirism. Yeah, its damage is increased. It is the really, really good one. Or rather, one of the really, really good ones. Also, it reverts jammed enemies and bosses to normal enemies and bosses when you hit them. Well, we're going to be using that. The only thing that makes that better at this point is if we also manage to pick up the... Oh my god, we also throw two at the same time! Yes! If we also manage to pick up the... you throw it and... What's it called? Boomerang. There we go. Because that would force the acrylic blade to try and hit every enemy in the room before coming back. Do I take the remote bullets here? Also, if I took Gungeon out, would it be a rocket launcher at this point in time? I don't think I have a synergy with it. The Gilded Bullets give it the synergy, but the Gilded Hydra does not. Okay, Crown of Guns, Heck Blaster, Gilded Bullets, Coin Crown, Ring of Fire Resistance are the synergies there that we would be looking for. Remote Bullets would be fine for what? The 10% damage up it provides, mainly? We have ridiculous accuracy already, so unless we have weapons that are firing in a direction we don't want them to be firing in, the machine bullets are not necessary just for accuracy's sake. Really? It's a hell of a lot of glaives to have to throw right there. I mean, if they stun the enemy, though, you can hardly be sad about it. What the heck is the synergy with the dueling laser? Oh, of course. Dueling laser and dueling pistol. Tell me what it is. Damaging enemies with the dueling pistol rapidly recharges the dueling laser. Okay, so using dueling pistol and dueling laser with one another would be a whole thing to do. Fair enough. And the dueling pistol becomes better with silver bullets, helix bullets, Ballet, and Derringer. None of which we have. Probably shouldn't really care too much about checking for secret rooms at this point. It feels like if I'm going to win, I'm going to win with all of the stuff we already have. Damn it! Thought that was going to be the best weapon swap of all time. Sadly, I missed. Alright. Don't tell me there's a secret shop down here, and there is. There is a secret shop down here, of course. God damn it. We already blank the room every time we take damage. Wait, no, we can sell items. We'll sell the finished gun, and then we'll just start getting everything else sorted. I'm gonna sell Gilded Hydra and the finished gun, because they're both just garbage. Finished gun is ridiculously good, but it shows up too often. And I don't want all my runs to be that samey. And now I can go and take gold amulets, as well as Elder Blank, as well as Table Tech Blanks. After I go and sell some more stuff. Of course, what I meant the entire time. So we'll have the ability on active to activate a blank. That blank dealing a bunch of damage to everyone in the room. Courtesy of the gold amulet. And we can also do it on table flip. The final thing that I wanted to buy over here. Do I still want to buy remote bullets? Blue Guanstone. Could sell that. I actually do not like the Blue Guanstone. It slows down time, and as it speeds back up time, it distracts and annoys and confuses a little bit as well. Alright. I think we're now basically down to the bare essentials after these two sales. I'm gonna take the remote bullets. We'll have a look at how it works for us over the next floor. If it's bad, I'll drop it. I'll just eat the loss on that. Alright. Back to the glaive, though. Yep, I just get the damage up. Haha, everything works out for us again. So the auto-aiming was not even slightly invalidated. So we just get the 10% extra damage for this weapon, but also we have the ability to pick up other weapons that might now be good because we have this synergy. Or because we have the item. Crown of Guns is always really, really good with the remote control bullets. But also basically every shotgun in the game. Damn it! Tried to be a little too quick for myself right there. Tried to leave the room just as soon as everyone had died, and of course, tried to exit on a side of the room that had no exit. Perfectly stupid. At the very least, we're clearing all of these rooms ridiculously quickly. I actually kind of thought that the room clears for us were going to be a little bit slower than I was going to be comfortable with. I guess my big mistake was that I forgot that the Crueler Glaive was a single shot per clip weapon. So it was going to be double firing as a result of the reload immediately thereafter with the hip holster. That Ashen round developed directly in front of me. That is so cruel. So in the Forge, with 140, I mean, I could probably find the rest of the money to get a black tier item, but it's the best red tier item we could get. Probably not red tier, but green tier and full metal jacket. I mean, obviously, Boomerang is one of the best that we can get at this point in time. It would just mean this Crueler Glaive would be clearing everything for me. Another charge shot? If the charge shot would like to reappear, I would gladly welcome it back into my life. I mean, or alternatively, we could just have complete garbage. Just absolute garbage. That said, if that happens, I suppose I would try and play it off and just ignore that it even happened and possibly not even reference the fact that I had been to the Forge and that it had garbage in it. But just make that side reference to exactly how I would act if such a thing had happened. I can't imagine why I'm taking this time to stress that. Alright. Final item in this entire run. I owe myself to go and check it. It's gonna be the Boomerang. We all know it. There's no way this was all gonna happen without giving me the Boomerang and making this the coolest Crueler. Camera! Damn it! Also, I'd already have an active chest this floor, so I should have already known the result of that. Dang it. Punked myself. Alright, so what am I using as my boss glare right now? It's the Stinger, I think. I'm gonna hold over the Elder Blank right up until it's necessary. And then pop the Elder Blank, swap over to the cheese. No! Damn it! I got punked while I was trying to talk strat. I was going to pop over to the cheese and then be in the cheese while I was charging back up the Elder Blank, and I was effectively just going to be permanently invincible. Was the plan. But I forgot that I was standing in the corner and firing rockets. One of those rockets must have collided with a wall and then somehow generated a puddle of oil below itself and set it alight and then burnt me. So we're not going to be getting our final master round. The most important one. The only one I even wanted. I mean, you know, I also wanted all of the other ones. And there's a fair point to be made that I'm lying. Come on. The lessening of the reduction, lessening the reduction of the damage of the player dealt past the boss cap is the worst way to express what I'm about to try and say. So instead, I will say the easing up of the boss cap that had occurred in After is pretty noticeable, in particular with fighting the dragon and how much more commonly you can one cycle now rather than two cycling in the final phase. Probably the position in which it made the most difference. To me, at least. Okay, so we're on the second fastest path, also known as the second slowest path. What? Damn it! I hate that I took damage directly before I blanked there, because I was not blanking as a result of that threat. I was just blanking offensively. I could have saved myself from the damage if I just blanked a millisecond earlier. And then I could have claimed that I did it out of skill rather than ignorance and luck. Unfortunately, we're getting a lot of runes that I know are going to be way easier to clear with the Cruller Glaive than they will be with... the partially eaten cheese and trying to chase a bunch of folks around the room. So for those rooms in particular, I'm just trying to use the Cruller Glaive, extend for a little bit longer, and wait for the perfect room where there's a bunch of Blobulon enemies, or two-phase enemies, or things like that. I mean, even if I just take a hit every single room, most of the time that'll clear the room for me. And I'd love to swap to a different weapon other than the Cruller Glaive just for variety's sake at this point. But with most of our enemies being jammed, having the Cruller Glaive to remove that jammed state from enemies is damned important. Although most of my enemies shouldn't be jammed anymore. I have very, very few points of curse. Oh, what? Despite the blank. Damn it. Alright, fine. We'll take damage once every room, clear all the way up to the boss, and if that's what it takes, that's what it'll take. I wonder at what point I would be comfortable to just continue taking damage against the Lich, knowing that they were going to die sooner than I would. Damn it, this is looping back. Is it? It would have to be one long, thin room in order to actually fully loop back. It's possible this is actually the correct path. This definitely should have been a room where I actually buckled and used the cheese. The fact that I didn't and got away with it is not a mark of strength, but in fact a mark of foolishness, of pride. One good thing that seems to have come of having the machine rounds is that all of these crueler glaives, when I throw them further away from myself, travel a lot faster. It's really satisfying. Yeah, like that one. The ridiculously quick one that's flung back to me instantly, rather than just careening around the entire room. If only we also had the boomerang, because I would have loved to see that speedball just ping-pong about the room, taking out targets left, right, and center like nobody's business. Kind of a perfect scenario of knowing that the next enemies are going to be Blobulons, as well as there's a tough enemy on this round that I want to finish off. Really? Could have sworn that enemy was already knocked into the abyss. Fine, if they want to persist, they're more than allowed to. For a couple milliseconds until they come back and finish the job, though. At the very least, we clear this entire path so quickly that I'm not so sad that it's the dead end. Okay. I really do wish they wouldn't give us all of the most annoying rooms here, though. This is exactly where I'd want to use my crueler glaive. I love that all of these rooms are dropping keys like we could ever possibly use them. Alright, do I use the crueler glaive for the boss fight? Because I'm feeling like a strong inclination to, just to reward it for its valiant work across the entire run. I mean, other than that, I should be firing the dueling laser, actually, just because of the hip holster. Beautiful. I mean, we might have the perfect Lich kill, despite the fact that we didn't have the perfect Dragon. There's not a master round to make me feel better about it, but there's some satisfaction to be gained anyhow. Damn it. I should have known rightly just to be terrified of that attack phase. Don't know why I'm suddenly really refusing to use all of these active items that I've focused so much of my run on trying to get and use. Alright. Damn it! Oh, almost. Thank you, Rat Boots. Keeping me safe out there. Oh, one of the Chaos Bullets slowed him down. I was wondering what had happened there. Hitting the slow effect on a target is so damn powerful. No wonder there's no good weapons that have it attached. At least by base. And that is going to be the Lich down for the moment, though. My name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Enter the Gungeon. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you next time.